Good morning, everybody. Today is our first English lecture, and I'm waiting for you for 10 minutes as you all must have read the rules which we have been uploaded on Google Classroom. So that is why I'm waiting for you, and I'm waiting for you for almost, I will wait for you for 10 minutes, not more than 10 minutes. So you all need to be very punctual and follow the timings which have been given to you for the particular class. First of all, I want to know that can you hear me? I just want your reply in the chat box so that I can start my lecture. Good morning, everybody. I just want to know that are you able to hear me? Beta, I'm waiting for your reply. Kindly reply me in chat box. Good morning and assalamu alaikum, everybody. Can you hear me? I'm waiting for your reply. Kindly reply me in chat box so that I can start my lecture. Okay, fine. I got your answers in the chat room. Everybody is coming one by one and I'm adding them in today's class. So after a few minutes, we are going to start today's lecture. Very good response. Everybody is here. I'm just waiting for all of you. Once everybody will be here, we will start today's lecture. Just wait for a few seconds, beta.
दिल से अपने अभिनय कर
Okay, one by one, everybody is coming and I am admitting them in the classroom. Once everybody will be here, inshallah, we are going to start today's lecture.
आओ guys, live out.
Good morning and assalamu alaikum, everybody. One by one, everybody is entering the room and I am admitting him or her. Once everybody will be here, inshallah, we are going to start today's lecture. Okay. Who is this Samsung SMJ327VPP? Beta, kindly unmute yourself and give me your roll number and name.
Arsalan Jamil, miss.
Okay, rename yourself. You know that you have to be here with your own name. Arsalan. Name yourself with a Samsung SMJ327VPP. Arsalan, rename yourself with a. Write down your own name. Okay. So I hope that everybody's here. Should we start now? Okay, now I'm going to start. Hope everybody is here and you people are able to listen me. So now be attentive and listen to me carefully, beta. I am moving towards my lecture. Good morning and assalamu alaikum. Hope everybody is here and listening to me carefully. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to start my class. First of all, Faiza Javed. Faiza beta, mute yourself. Okay. Okay, good morning and assalamu alaikum students. Hope you all will be fine and staying safe at home. Students, my name is Aisha Adnan. First of all, I welcome you all to class 10. As you all know that you have been promoted to your new classes, so I welcome you all to class 10. Students, I want to say these words that we, the teachers, can't wait to see all of you walking through the doors of schools and we hope that inshallah one day we will welcome you back to school, inshallah. So we are hoping for the best. Okay, I just wish you a wonderful year of learning ahead. Just enjoy each day and know that you are surrounded by support. Try your best in everything you do. Stay positive and keep smiling. Students, before I move forward towards my today's lecture, I want to talk little bit about today's nowadays situation about coronavirus. Actually, one by one, in between the class, students are joining and I'm admitting them as well. Beta, who is this iPhone 20 Plus? Kindly rename yourself and give me your name, otherwise you will be marked as absent. Who is this? Beta, give me your name so that I can mark your attendance, otherwise you will be marked as absent. So be very particular and careful about these things. It was given in the rules that you have to be in your class with your own names. So beta, kindly rename yourself and write down your own name. Okay, so where were we? I was telling you that before starting today's lecture, I want to talk a little bit about COVID-19. As you know that due to this pandemic, whole world is suffering. And in response to the COVID-19 outbreak, schools are also shut down. So to help bridge the gap between the teachers and the students, SN Public Academy Campus 5 has started online classes. And I'm really pleased to inform you that SN Public Academy has provided us a platform to communicate with each other and to continue the learning process. So once again, I wish you all a wonderful year of learning ahead and wish you good luck. Okay, students, as we know that online learning is the newest and most popular form of distance education nowadays. So, as this new mode of education provides us more comfortable learning environment and improves our virtual communication, but there are some rules as well that you are supposed, that you are bound to follow as a student. As in school, as in school, you people as a student are bound to follow few rules and regulations. In the same way, in online classroom as well, you people are supposed to follow the rules. We have uploaded the rules of online classroom in Google Classroom as well. You must have read all those rules, but I want to repeat those rules in first class once again. So beta, you have to be very careful and you have to follow all these rules. As for example, today was our first class and teacher was supposed to follow for every student for at least 10 minutes. And after 10 minutes, teacher will have an authority to lock the meeting room. And after 10 minutes, nobody will be able to enter the class. So you all need to be very particular about your classes, about the timings. You have to be very punctual. Number two, you have to join your classroom, online classroom with your own names. No need to give the name of your internet connections or your devices, otherwise you will be marked as absent. So you need to be very careful about this thing, that you have to be rename yourself and you will join your class with your own names. Okay, after that your class will be of 1 hour and 10 minutes. Okay, and no student is allowed to leave the classroom during the lecture, otherwise teacher has an authority to punish you in any form. Either she can mark you absent, or or maybe you will not be able to join other classes for few days, something like this. Teacher has authority to give you punishment, so you people are not allowed to leave the class in between the lecture. Okay, after that, no misbehavior, misconduct will be accepted. In the same way, teacher can punish you in any form. Question answer session will be conducted in last 10 minutes of the class. If you have any kind of uh, confusion or anything that is not clear to you, you are most welcome to ask me in the chat box during that question answer section. Okay, so once again, I wish you all good luck, best of luck for your upcoming session. Okay, so now a little bit introduction about your book. What is the name of your book? It's Secondary Stage English Book 2 for Class 10, and image is also in front of you. This is your book that you are going to study in Class 10. I hope that everybody has purchased the book and everybody is having the books with them right now. Okay, so lecture number 1, English Literature, and date is 15th June 2020. Okay, beta, I want to tell you this important thing, that per week we will have 3 lectures. You must have noticed your English timetable on Google Classroom. You will have your 3 lectures of English per week, in which we will have 2 lectures of English Literature and 1 lecture of English Language. I am repeating again, you will have 2 lectures of English Literature and 1 lecture of English Language. So, as we are having today our first lecture, obviously it will be of English Literature. Then second lecture will also be of English Literature, and third lecture will be of English Language. Okay, now, what do you need to take notes? Obviously, whenever we are in our school, in classroom, when the teacher is delivering a lecture, everybody is having their pen or pencil or a rough copy and a particular book with them. Why we are having these things? Obviously, we need these things to copy down the important points, to copy down the notes, whatever the teacher is telling you, the thing, the date, the name of the person, or anything that you feel that it's important to note down, you write down in your rough copy or any paper. So I am expecting you all to have your rough copy, or a paper with a book of English literature, a pen or pencil. Okay, so all of you right now, you should have your rough copy with you, a pen with you, and your English book. Why? Because then I will start my lecture. You will copy down all your important points regarding that lecture and then in last 10 minutes in question answer session, I can ask you the questions related to today's lecture, and I will ask you these questions by taking your names. I am repeating my words, that Whoever I want to ask any question, I will unmute that student and I will ask him or her to answer me. And that question will be related to today's lecture. So it means that you people are supposed to be very careful, to be very attentive while listening today's lecture, because in last 10 minutes of question answer session, only you are not supposed to question me. Even the teacher has an authority to ask you the questions by unmuting you and by taking your names. Okay? Yes, Unzila Aftab, why are you raising your hand? And Abdul Rahman, why are you raising your hand, beta? Do you want to ask me something? Do you want to ask me something, beta? Otherwise, you can lower down your hand. Okay, so after this, lesson number 1 is the voice of God. All of you beta, open page number 1 of your English literature book. The name of first lesson is The Voice of God. It's a poem. It's a poem and a very short poem. Okay? Kind of a shortest poem in your English book, which has only 4 verses. Altogether, this poem has only 4 lines, 4 verses, so it's the shortest one in your book. I hope that everybody will be having their books in front of them, and all of you are supposed to open page number 1 of your book, and the first lesson is a poetry or a poem. The name of the poem is The Voice of God. Okay, so as the title of the poem, the name of the poem is The Voice of God. Obviously, by reading the title of the poem, by reading the heading of the poem, you must have got this idea that this poem is a moral poem, a religious kind of poem, because it is something related to God. Okay, so the voice of God, as the title of the poem is giving us an idea that it is the poem which is related to God. It is the poem which is kind of a moral poem, a religious poem. It is related to God. So, once again, I am telling you that today's poem is a shortest one in your book, which has only 4 lines or 4 verses, and it is a moral and religious poem because this poem is related to God, something very near to God. Okay, class 10, if you remember, whenever we used to read a poem or a poetry section in class 9, I always told you that in poem or in poetry, few things are very important. Number 1, reference of the poet or the introduction of the poet. I'm repeating. Number 1, the reference of the poet or the introduction of the poet. Number 2, explanation of the verses in your own words. Number 3, meanings of difficult words. Number 4 is central idea or message of the poem. I hope you all must have remembered my points that I have told you in class 9. I am repeating myself once again. In poem or in poetry section, few things are very important to learn. Number 1, reference of the poet or introduction of the poet. Number 2, explanation of verses or lines in your own words. Number 3, meanings of difficult words. And number 4, which is central idea of the book. I hope it's clear to you now. Okay, let's move forward. Let's move forward, beta. Okay. First of all, we will talk about the reference of the poet. As I have told you, the first thing which is very important to learn, and it is reference of the poet or introduction of the poet. And what are the important points? What are the important points that you are supposed to learn about the poet or poetess? And I have specially made a slide so that you can copy down in your rough copy what you are supposed to learn about the poet or poetess. First of all, date of birth and date of death, which is very important to learn because these dates can be given to you in form of MCQs. These dates can be given to you in form of fill in the blanks, or these dates can be given to you in form of questions. So it is very important for you to learn the date of death and date of birth of the poet or poetess. Number 2 is name of place where he or she was born. If it is mentioned in your poetry, then you are bound to learn the name of place where he or she was born. Number 3 is theme of the poetry. And number 4 is names of his famous poetry books or magazines. These 4 things are very important to learn. You can be asked either to write in the form of introduction of the poet, or in the form of fill in the blanks, or in MCQs. It can be given to you in any form. So you are supposed to learn the date of death and birth, the name of place where he or she was born, what was the theme of his poetry, and number 4, the names of his famous poetry books or magazines. Okay, so we are coming back towards the introduction of the poet, the reference of the poet, and I am going to read reference of the poet. This poem is written by Louis I. Newman, 1893 till 1972. He was born in Providence, Rhode Island, United States of America. He studied at Brown University and after his doctorate lectured at Columbia. He is the author of many books on religious subjects. This poem brings out his religious bent of mind. Okay, now I am going to explain you about the introduction or the reference of the poet. First of all, the name of the poet is Louis I. Newman. First of all, I will tell you the name of the poet, and the name of the poet is Louis I. Newman. When he was born in 1893 and was died in 1972. What was the place of his birth? Place of his birth was Providence, Rhode Island, United States of America. Okay, where did he study? He studied at Brown University and after his doctorate lectured at Columbia. He was the author of many books on religious subjects. So here is the answer of this question. If this question is given to you, What was the theme of the poetry of Louis I. Newman? So the answer is the theme of his poetry was religion. It means that he was devoted towards religion. He was devoted towards religious and moral theme. He was devoted towards religion and moralistic poems or poetry. This poem brings out his religious bent of mind. Bent means devotion, his source of attraction. In Urdu, we can say that jhukao. It means that poet Louis I. Newman was devoted towards religion, towards moral values. That is why he has chosen religion and moral values as theme of his poetry. So this was all about the reference or the introduction of the poet. Now we are moving towards the verses of poem. I sought to hear the voice of God and climbed the topmost steeple, but God declared, "Go down again, I dwell among the people." So, as I told you that after introduction of the poet, what is important meanings of difficult words. Otherwise, you will not be able to write explanation of the verses in your own words, because if you are not knowing the meanings of difficult words, it will not be possible for you to write the explanation of the verses in your own words. If you are supposed to write explanation in your own words, for this purpose, first of all, you should know the meanings of difficult words. Here we have first word, steeple. Steeple means the tallest part of any religious building. Sought. Sought is basically the second form of verb of seek. S-E-E-K, seek. Its first form, and sought is the second form of verb, and meaning of sought is to go in search of, किसी चीज की तलाश में निकलना. Okay, dwell. Dwell means to live. Declared. Declared means announced. Okay, so we move back towards our poem. Now I can explain you the explanation of these lines in more easier form, because the meanings of these words are in front of you now. I sought to hear the voice of God and climb the topmost people. Here I. Who is I here? I is poet himself here. Okay? I is poet himself here, and he is talking about himself, and he is saying that he wanted to make a conversation with God. He wanted to conversate with God, and because of this purpose, he climbed the topmost building, religious building, because he thought that God might live in any religious building. That is why, to make a conversation with God, talk with God, or to conversate with God, the poet climbed the tallest part of that building. But God declared, "Go down again, I dwell among the people." But when he climbed the topmost steeple, when he climbed the tallest part of the religious building, what did God say? God said, "Go down again." Why? Because I dwell among the people. God said to him, "You don't need to climb any tallest religious building to make a conversation with me. You can conversate with me. You can make a conversation with me by living among the people." And I means God. God also lives in between the people, among the people. So, in simple words, in other words, if you want to be close to God, if you want to please the God, if you want to get pleasure of God, you need to be very polite, you need to be very caring, you need to be very courteous, you need to extend a helping hand towards the people who are in distress, who are in suffering, who are in pain, the people who are poor, the people who are helpless. You need to help them out. You need to extend a helping hand towards the suffering humanity. This is the important theme of this poetry. If you want to make Allah or if you want to make God pleased with us, if we want to be close to God, we need to help the people who are suffering. We need to extend a helping hand towards the people who are in distress, who are in pain. When we will help those people, God will be pleased with us. And when God will be pleased with us, He will bless us with many things. And this will be kind of a conversation with God in form of the blessings. Blessings are kind of a conversation with God. If God is blessing us continuously, we are successful in our lives, we are helping people, it means that God is happy. Okay? Once again, I'm telling you, I'm repeating my words. If we want to please God, if we want to make a conversation with God, if we want to conversate with God, we need to help people who are suffering. We need to extend a helping hand towards the people who are helpless, who are poor. It doesn't mean if we climb any tallest part of any religious building, we will be able to conversate with God. No, it's not possible. Why? Because God lives among the people. So, to find the God, we also need to live among the people by helping them, by being very polite with them, very courteous with them, and very caring with them. Okay? These are the things. If we follow these good deeds in the world, we will please God. I hope that explanation of this poetry, explanation of these verses will be clear to you. Meanings are done, important points regarding poet or poetess are done, explanation of the poetry is done, and I have made another slide in which I have written the explanation of poetry, and I'm going to read this explanation. It will become more easier and clear to you. The Voice of God is written by Louis I. Newman. In this poem, poet tells that God is present everywhere. God is omnipresent. Omnipresent means everywhere. The best way to serve God is to serve human beings. Poet says that he wanted to make conversation with God. In this connection, he went up the tower of church. When he reached at the top of the tower, God asked him to go down because he means God himself here, God lives among the people. The best way to find him is to serve humanity. What I have told you earlier, to serve the people who are suffering, to serve the people who are in pain, to serve the people who are in need. If we will help them, God will be close to us. Okay? So, now I am Ariba Bano. Okay, Ariba Bano, I want your answer in chat box Kindly reply me, beta. Is it clear to you? Is it clear to you? Zayan, switch off your camera. Switch off your camera, Zayan. Zayan, beta, switch off your camera. Okay. So, I hope that everything must be clear to you. I have explained reference of the poet. I have explained meanings. I have explained important points that you are supposed to learn about the poet or poetess. Now we are coming towards the central idea of the poem. Okay, class 10, if you remember, I have told you very important point regarding central idea. Students, please listen to me very carefully. I am telling you one thing very important which I have already told you in class 9 as well. Whenever you are going to write central idea of the poem, I am repeating, whenever you are going to write central idea of the poem, the first line should be about the name of the poem and name of the poet or poetess. I'm repeating myself again. Whenever you are going to write central idea of the poem, the first line should be about the name of the poem and name of the poet. After writing these two things, from new line you will start writing central idea of the poem. I am repeating for the last time now. Whenever you are writing the central idea of the poem, the first line should be about the name of the poem and name of the poet. After that, from new line, you will start writing your central idea. Okay, in the same as in front of you, you can see on your screens, the first line is about the name of the poem and name of the poet. The poem, The Voice of God, has been written by Louis I. Newman. Now, from the new line, I have started central idea. And what is the central idea? If someone wants to be close to God, he should not aloof himself. Okay, aloof means to be away, दूर हो जाना, to be distant, फासला अख्तियार करना. Okay, he should not aloof himself from people. God loves those who love people. God is always with people. If we want to please God, we should serve people who are in distress and extend a helping hand towards the suffering humanity. This is the central idea of the poem. Even you can write down the central idea of the poem in your own words as well. If explanation is clear to you, if the theme of poetry is clear to you, it's the easiest task for you to write central idea in your own words. As I told you that there is no need to climb any tallest part of the religious building to make a conversation with God. If you want to make a conversation with God, you need to live with the people and among the people. How? By helping them, by relieving their distress, by uh, talking talking them in a very polite manner, by extending a caring hand towards them, by extending a helping hand towards them, by extending a helping hand towards them. This is the basic theme or idea of this poetry. Okay. So now, what is here? We have message of the poem. Okay, class, let me tell you that central idea of the poem and message of the poem are almost the same thing. Okay, only one difference is there. Kindly note it down in your rough copies or keep it in your mind. There is one difference between central idea and message of the poem. And what is that difference? Whenever you are writing central idea of the poem, first of all you have to write about the name of the poem and name of the poet or poetess. Then you will start writing the central idea of the poem. But if you are writing only message of the poem, there is no need to write name of the poem and name of the poet. You can directly start writing message of the poem. I can show you in my slides as well. See, in central idea, I have added one line about name of the poem and name of the poet. Then I have started writing central idea, but in message of the poem, I have not written any kind of name of the poem and reference or name of the poet. I have directly started writing message of the poem. So otherwise, all the things are same. Either you can write central idea in form of the message or you can write message in form of the central idea. All these two things are same. Only the major difference is about adding one line about the name of the poem and name of the poet in central idea, and in message you don't need to write anything about the name of the poet or poem. You can directly start writing message of the poem. Okay, I hope that these things must be clear to you. In today's lecture, we have studied about the introduction or reference of the poet. I have told you what points are important that you are supposed to learn about poet or poetess. I have explained you the meanings of difficult words. I have explained you explanation of verses. I have explained you explanation of the verses. I have told you about the central idea and message of the poem. We have discussed about the difference between central idea and message of the poem. I hope that all these things are clear to you. I hope that there is no confusion or problem. Okay, now I want you to ask me questions in chat box. If there is any problem, I have enabled the chat box, the chat option. You can ask me in chat option any problem that you want to ask, or even you can raise your hand. You can ask me any question by raising your hand, or you can ask me any question by writing in the chat box. I am waiting. I am I am waiting for your questions in the chat box or either by raising your hand. You can ask me any question beta in chat box or either by raising your hands. I'm waiting if there is any problem. Otherwise, we are moving towards the next slide. Okay, Sara Muzammil, everything is clear, fine. Who is this from Iqbal Van Service? Beta, you have not purchased the book. Kindly purchase the book first. You should have your book in front of you during the lecture. Anybody else who can ask? You people are most welcome to ask any question if anything is not clear to you. Okay, Harim, everything is clear to you. Good, beta. ओके हमें कॉपी में वर्ड्स मीनिंग्स आने हैं एंड सेंट्रल आइडिया एज जी बेटा यू आर सपोज टू राइट वर्ड्स मीनिंग्स एंड सेंट्रल आइडिया इन योर कॉपीज you don't need to worry about your home assignments. I will tell you about everything. Okay, Asra, thank you, beta. Okay, class, now we are moving towards our next lecture, next slide. What is our next slide? And you are going to, yes, we have multiple choice questions here, MCQs. And if everything is clear to you, it means that you will be able to answer me the answers of these MCQs as well. Okay, so the first one is the poem The Voice of God is written by Henry Longfellow, Stevenson, or Louis I. Newman. Who is going to give me the answer of this? Who is going to give me the answer of this MCQ? Okay, raised hands are here. Let me check. Okay. Harim Kashif. Harim Kashif, beta, reply me in your chat box. What is the answer of this MCQ? Very good, fine, good. The third option, Louis I. Newman, very good. Okay, now we have second MCQ. Louis I. Newman was a or an dash poet. English, American, or Australian? Who is going to give me the answer? Louis I. Newman was American. Zayan Ahmed, very good. Shees Alam, very good. Very good. Ariba Bano, very good, beta. Very good. Okay. I'm really happy that you are listening me carefully. I want this kind of response in my every class. Thanks to all of you, beta. Okay, number 3. I sought to hear the voice of God. Here, I stands for what? For common man, for God, or for poet? Yes, Faiza Javed, very good. It's for poet. Harim, very good, beta. Everybody is giving me the right answer. I sought to hear the voice of God. Here, I stand for God. Sorry, I stands for poet. Very good. Okay, let's move towards our next option. Very good, everybody. I am very happy that you are listening me carefully and answering me as well. Okay, the next one is the word topmost means dash. Greater, lowest, or tallest. Yes, what is the answer? Very good. Very good, tallest. I am really happy that you all are giving me the right answers. A very good response I'm getting from your side, and I'm really happy. Okay, we are moving towards our next question, next option, next MCQ. Louis I. Newman was born in 1893, 1870 or 1865. Yes, what is the answer, beta? 1893, Zunaira, very good. Muhammad Raza, Zayan, Saad Ahmed, Arham, Sana Amjad, Muhammad Umar, Fiza Hanif, Shifa, Saneha, very good beta, very good. Asra, right answer, very good beta. Okay, next one. The poem brings out the dash bent of his mind. Okay, religious, spiritual or moral? What is the answer? Religious, very good. Religious, Asad, right answer. Unzila, right. Saneha, Sana, Ariba, Ammar, very good, beta. Very good, beta. Very good. Very good. Okay. Now we are moving towards our last MCQ of this slide. The poet was died in dash 1970, 1972 or 1975. Yes, very good. 1972 is the right answer. Very good, beta. All of you have given me the right answers, and I'm really happy. I'm really happy that you are giving me the right answers. Okay, as you have all have given me the right answers of every MCQ, it means that today's lecture is clear to you. Today's lecture is clear to you. Okay, so we are moving towards comprehension. Better read these questions. Number one is write reference of the poem. Reference of the poet of the poem, the voice of God. Okay, what you are supposed to write? Better you have to write the first paragraph. This first paragraph, which is about the reference or introduction of the poet, you are supposed to write in that answer section of that question about the reference of the poet. Okay. Miss आवाज का मसला है बेटा. I think it's from your side. I am talking loudly. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now, beta? Huzaima, Ammar, Sana. Beta, can you hear me now? Beta, I'm using headphones and I'm talking loudly. Everybody? Beta, can you hear me? Yes, beta, are you able to hear me? Kindly reply me in chat box. Okay, Zayan. Okay, Saneha. Okay, so I have told you that in first question, you will write that first paragraph of introduction of the poem. Okay, why did author climb the steeple? You all know this answer. The author climbed the steeple to hear the voice of God, to make a conversation with God. Why did God tell him to go down again? God told him to go down again because God dwells among the people. If we want to make conversation with God, we need to help the people who are in distress. We need to extend a helping hand towards the suffering humanity. Okay, write central idea of the poem. Central idea of the poem, I have already told you what you are supposed to write in central idea. Okay. Okay, give message of the poem. Message of the poem is already, I have showed you a slide and you know that what is the difference between writing the central idea and message of the poem. Okay class, I want to tell you one thing very important. Kindly listen to me very carefully. Everything is uploaded on your Google Classroom. Okay, you all have joined that Google Classroom as well. Your assignments, your timetables, any important announcement, any important note, everything will be uploaded on Google Classroom. You can get any kind of information by joining that Google Classroom. You just have to be in contact with that in that Google Classroom to get the updates. Next thing is that for this week, like today is Monday, for this week we are not giving you any kind of assignment. I'm repeating myself. Kindly listen me carefully. For this week, we are not giving you any assignment that you are supposed to do in your literature or language journal. I'm repeating myself. For this week, as today is Monday, this week we are not giving you any kind of assignment that you are supposed to do in your literature or language journal. Yes, but an assignment for learning, for reading, and for practicing is given to you, and after this lecture it will be uploaded on Google Classroom. I'm repeating, in this week you are not going to get any kind of assignment that you are supposed to do in your literature copy or literature language copies. Only an assignment is given to you that you are supposed to read, learn, or practice in your rough copy. As for example, if I talk about today's lecture, I will upload today's home assignment on Google Classroom that you are not supposed to do in your literature or language journal. You only are supposed to do that practice in your rough copy. Once you will be allowed to do your work in literature or language journal, we will upload that thing on Google Classroom. Please make it very clear in your mind that we are not giving you any kind of assignment that you are supposed to do in your literature or language journal. We are giving you the assignments that are in form of reading, learning, or practicing, and you are supposed to do that practice in your language copies, not in your literature or language journal. All these things will be uploaded on Google Classrooms. Okay, one thing I want to tell you again, that from next class you must have noticed your English timetable. From next class, after 10 minutes, students, after 10 minutes, I am going to lock down the meeting room. As today, you people have not taken care of the timing. You were not punctual for today's class. But from now onwards, from tomorrow onwards, there will not be any kind of this thing. I will not admit any person who will come late or join the class late. After 10 minutes of class, I will lock down the room. Nobody will be allowed to enter in that room. So you all need to be very, very particular about the timings. About the timings, you need to be very, very particular. Okay? Yes. If you want to ask anything, you can ask me in chat box. You can ask me anything in the chat box. I have enabled the chat room now. Kindly you can ask me any question regarding today's lecture. Okay, miss repeat kar de. Taha. Beta, I have told you that in this week, for this week, we are not giving you any kind of assignment that you are supposed to do in literature or language journal. We are giving you assignments in the form of reading, learning, or practicing. And you are supposed to do that practice in your rough copies, not in literature or language copies, okay? Everything is understood, okay? Asra Faisal, yes beta, ye sara kaam. iPhone, समझ नहीं आया बेटा. What is the misunderstanding? What is the problem? You can ask me. iPhone, who is this? Kindly rename yourself. Otherwise, you will be marked as absent, beta. Beta, meeting link is uploaded on Google Classroom. Thank you, Zayan. Beta, ugly class ka link will also be same that I have uploaded on Google Classroom. Links will not be changed. Links will remain same. For every English class, you will just click on that link that has been provided you earlier. The link will remain same. Link will not change. Okay? Everything is clear. Thank you, beta. Okay. Any other question you can ask me, beta. We have few minutes left. At 10:30 our class will be over. Yes, beta, any question if you want to ask me, everything will be uploaded on Google Classroom. You can get all the updates from the Google Classroom. Link will remain same. You don't need to get again the new link. Link will not change. Link will remain same. Only you are supposed to click on that already provided link and you will join English class. For this week, we are uploading the assignments on Google Classroom, which are only reading, practicing or learning. You're not supposed to do anything on your literature or language journals. If any practice is given to you in form of assignment, you are supposed to do that that practice in your rough copies, not in the literature or language journal. Okay? Beta, who is this iPhone 20 Plus and iPhone? Kindly rename yourself, otherwise you will be marked as absent. Beta, next time kindly rename yourself and join the class with your names. Otherwise, beta, you will be marked as absent. I am repeating my words again and again. If you are very careful and punctual about your attendance, you have to rename yourself and join the class with your own names. Okay, class, now our next lecture will be on, I hope that everybody has copy down today's lecture. So, till our next lecture will also be of English literature. Then we will have our language lecture. Till our next lecture, take very good care of yourself and Allah Hafiz. End. End.